What's going on, guys? Today I'm back with another Hat format replay review for you guys. If you're interested in sending in your Hat format replays, you can go down to the video description and find all the information on how to go about sending those in. Anyways, the game I have for you today, we have Countess of Compost, who is going to be on Constellar Artifact, versus I'm the Problem, It's Me, who I'm told is on like a artifact fairy deck, but the description that I kind of got for this was that it was like a Handtrap artifact deck, and in my mind that kind of reminds me of a deck profile that I put out a while ago. So maybe this is actually someone who has seen my deck profile on it based on the description, and I guess we'll see a little bit more into it once this game actually goes on, if it lines up with the list that I had put out. And with that being said, this isn't a match, this is just a singular game, but I'm told that it was a pretty cool game, so hopefully it will live up to that and we will see what happens. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So here it looks like Count is going to win the rock, paper, scissors and get to start this one out. Opening hands, we see Artifact Sanctum, Tanky, Double Cyclone, Beagle Tech, and Scythe. So honestly, a pretty decent hand, especially for going first. And on the other side, we see Max C, Herald of Orange Light, Duality, Artifact Sanctum, and Artifact Aegis. So far, this does line up with the deck that I had put out. The idea behind this deck was you play a heavier artifact package, but you're able to sort of fill your graveyard by using things like Herald of Orange Light, which is a monster effect negate by discarding a fairy, which gets your artifacts in graveyard, and then you're able to do kind of cool plays with things like Call of the Haunted, as well as being able to keep filling your hand with hand traps and stuff with things like Max C. So pretty cool deck, and again, it does look pretty similar to my build, though, it could be anything just based off this opener. But anyways, here Count will get a draw for turn, getting a copy of Cost, which is a pretty alright draw here. Unfortunately, they won't have access to a Pleiades turn 1, but let's see how they choose to go about this. Here they're going to start by activating Tenki and getting a copy of Bear. Oh, so it actually is playing like some of the Fire Fist cards as well, which I always like when, at bare minimum, the Constellar deck does play like a copy of Bear, so that you have an extra option of something that you can search besides only being able to search Constellar Cost, which usually is the case in the Constellar Artifact deck. And anyways, they are setting 4 back row over to I'm the Problem, who gets a copy of Wing Blast. Here they're going to activate Duality and revealing Card D, Artifact Ignition, and Sanctum. So taking that copy of Card D, honestly, again, just really good hits off of that. Here summoning the copy of Card D and setting 2 back row, so keeping the Aegis in hand so that this Herald of Orange Light is live, activating the card, drawing 2, getting a copy of Artifact Fail Not, and a copy of Ignition. So pretty alright draws there. Fail Not is really cool because it can reset your artifacts in graveyard when it's destroyed. Well, I guess I should say when it's destroyed on the opponent's turn, it'll special summon like any other artifact. But then when it's special summoned, you're able to reset one of your artifacts in graveyard. And again, this is looking very similar, so I'm just going to take from this point on that it might just be that list that I put out, or at least someone's take on that list I put out. Anyways, over to Count, who gets a copy of Upstart. They're going to start by normal summoning Cost and going to battle phase, and here I'm the Problem's going to activate that Sanctum, summoning the copy of Moral Tech, using Moral Tech, and popping the Cost there. So I guess they ran that out first just to kind of bait in case they have that Sanctum and stuff, which definitely makes sense. You don't really want to waste the Bear right away, though. In that position, I guess if the Bear had actually connected, you'd get a little more advantage, but at the same time, all your zones are clogged, so you can't even set there. So it definitely makes sense to go for that Cost in this position. Anyways, back over to I'm the Problem, who gets a copy of Moral Tech. From here, they're just going to go to battle phase and try to swing in, but Count of Compost is going to activate their own Sanctum, summoning a copy of Moral Tech. Moral Tech is going to trigger, but I'm the Problem is going to activate that copy of Herald of Orange Light and discard the Aegis plus the Herald to negate the activation and destroy the Moral Tech. And then here the Moral Tech can keep trying to swing in here, and it looks like Double Cyclone's going to be chained to that, going after one of their back row, and the set Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, which is going to be chained, discarding the Fail Not and putting back the Count's copy of Moral Attack, so therefore they won't be able to get a summon. The Moral Attack is still trying to get in and finally gets in. Main phase 2, I'm the Problem, is going to set the Ignition and Moral Attack and pass it back to Count. Count here gets a copy of Beagle Attack, so not the greatest card to draw here. Their other card is the Scythe, so yeah, not really the best position. Activating the copy of Upstart, getting a Call of the Haunted, which isn't terrible. But they're definitely going to need something else here. It would be better if this Beagle Tech was in graveyard so they could Call the Haunted it and then be able to like pop this Scythe and potentially make plays from there. But let's see what they choose to do. They can summon this copy of Bear, use the effect, send the Tenki, and send the Moral Tech, and then attack in. But here, I'm the Problem is not going to let them get that set copy of Tenki, so instead activating Ignition, popping the Moral Attack, setting a copy of Scythe, summoning the Moral Attack effect is going to pop the copy of Bear, and then from there, main phase 2, setting that Call of the Haunted and the Beagle Attack, and back over to I'm the Problem, who gets a copy of Card D, summons the card, but here Count is going to use the Call of the Haunted to bring back the Moral Attack to pop the Card D so that they don't get all that extra advantage. Also, to keep in mind, they did choose to hold the Max C here rather than dropping it. There's, I guess, an argument to either side. In a kind of simplified game state, you might want to drop this to at least get a draw, but I guess it's really up to how bad of a position they're in. I think given what they had, there might have been a reason to honestly drop that. Given they were going after the Moral Attack, you know that the card's not going to resolve, and if they were to out this copy of Moral Attack, then you really are just left with a Scythe and a dead Max C at that rate, you know, given that Count doesn't go off or anything. But here it looks like they're going to go to battle phase and crash those Moral Attacks. So it is a simplified game state, but here the Countess of Compost gets a Soul Charge off the top. So maybe, you know, it was kind of good to hold that Max C to an extent, but this could get out of hand. Here they are going to go for Max C for 3, or go Soul Charge for 3, and Max C is going to be dropped. So here going for Bear Costs and a copy of Moral Attack. And here I'm the Problem gets another Max C, so very unfortunate draw there. After that, they are going to overlay into a copy of Tiger King. Here, I'm the Problem gets a copy of Herald of Orange Light. The Tiger King's going to activate and set a copy of Tenki, which is then going to be activated, adding a copy of Koss. From here, Koss is normal summoned and using the effect to increase its level. So they are actually really playing into this Max C, which is, you know, given they had the Soul Charge, they could have honestly played it a little slower, but they're being very aggressive here. You're going for a Pleiades, which is at least something. I'm the Problem gets a copy of Soul Charge. After that, the Pleiades is going to activate, bouncing the copy of Tenki and over to I'm the Problem, who gets a copy of Beagle Tech. While Beagle Tech isn't the best draw here, it does mean that they have a fairy for this Herald of Orange Light, so that can at bare minimum blank this copy of Pleiades. And looking at the back row here, Countess of Compost doesn't really have anything else besides this Pleiades, so this could be a big turn for I'm the Problem, who has a lot of life and a Soul Charge in hand. So let's see here, they are going to go for Soul Charge, going for 4 artifacts, going for that Fail Not, Moral Attack, and Aegis. Okay, and from here they're going to overlay into a copy of Volcasaurus. All right, using Volcasaurus to pop the Tiger King and take some damage. Oh, and because of the Soul Charge, they're so low in life. Are we going to see a double Volcasaurus maybe? No, probably not. Here going for a copy of Pleiades. Pleiades on Countess's side is going to activate, attempting to bounce the copy of Pleiades, but here we will see I'm the Problem activate that Herald of Orange Light, discarding the copy of Beagle Tech and being able to negate and destroy it. Here Countess gets a copy of Ignition, which is pretty good given they have that Beagle Tech, but let's see if that can even do anything. Here Tenki is activated, adding a copy of Wolfbark. Okay, so they're actually on a little bit heavier of a Fire Fist package if they are on the Wolfbark as well, which they are going to normal summon, but it looks like I'm the Problem is going to activate that copy of Pleiades to bounce the Wolfbark. Here Countess is going to set the copy of Ignition, and here I'm the Problem gets a copy of Card. They're going to go battle phase. Here Ignition is activated, popping the copy of Beagle Tech, setting a copy of Moral Attack, and from here it looks like Pleiades is going to be chained to the resolution of that to be able to bounce this copy of Moral Attack, which is a good play given if they are on the opinion that this isn't another artifact. At bare minimum, it means that they will not have access to this Moral Tech, and it looks like Countess is just going to scoop it up there. Here, the Beagle Tech would have summoned back still. The Beagle Tech could then pop the Scythe could be summoned, but at that rate, so let me just double check Volcasaurus real here quick. This card cannot attack your opponent directly during the turn you activate this effect. So what they could have done is just go main phase 2 and burn them here if they really wanted to, because if not, they would have had a double wall. But you know that there really wasn't a good out for them here, and so it looks like, unfortunately, Countess of Compost does lose that one, and I'm the problem, it's me, does take it. Honestly, again, pretty cool showing. I wish this was a match, but I really enjoy this deck. I think it's a ton of fun, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it, comment any questions or videos you want to see in the future, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to go down to the video description to find out how you can send in your hat format replays, whether you won or lost. If you thought the deck you or your opponent was playing was pretty cool, feel free to send those in. I'm sure a lot of people would love to see them. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video.